Hey guys, what's up? This is Matthew Davis Media once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time on Ready Player One. This is a pretty big one because this is based off a novel which is pretty popular, and this is directed by Steven Spielberg. Come on, we know who Spielberg is, and the trailers to this film have really impressed me. Although I did not know what what coming into this movie or what to think of when coming into this film, because on the one hand, this could be a really good film and have some really intense action and some really memorable stuff in it. Or on the other hand, this might be just another generic cash grab with just a bunch of Easter eggs and stuff like that and nothing really to focus on. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to be doing a Blu-ray update. I got a gift card from my grandma, which was an early Easter gift, so I'm going to be having it's going to be a Blu-ray update at the end, so yeah. In the year 2045, people can escape their harsh reality in the Oasis, an immersive virtual world where you can go anywhere, do anything, be anyone. The only limits are your own imagination. Which, of course, in one of the trailers, they played the Willy Wonka song, "Come with me, and you'll see," except with a woman playing it in, like, this deep, well, yeah, but anyways, Oasis creator, James Halliday, left his immersive fortune and control of the Oasis to the winner of a contest designed to find a worthy heir. When unlikely hero, Wade Watts, conquers the first challenge of the reality-bending treasure hunt, he and his friends, known as the High Five, are hurled into a fantastical universe of discovery and danger to save the Oasis and their world. And going into this film, like I said before, I was a little edgy. I was really hoping to myself, please don't let this disappoint. Please don't let this disappoint. But in the end, guys, oh man, I had a great time with this film. In fact, it's kind of gotten better as I left the theater, because it pretty much blew me away. Because this film isn't just for, us nerds out there who have noticed this Easter egg or that Easter egg. This is a film for people who have grown up in the 80s, because there's a lot of 80s like film and video game references that a lot of people have enjoyed growing up, and that's the best thing I can describe this movie. This movie stars Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cook, Ben Mendelsohn, Simon Pegg, T.J. Miller, Hannah John Kamen, and so yeah, Ty Sheridan plays Wade Owen Watts, and Olivia Cook plays Samantha Evelyn Cook, and they play. Not only do they play themselves, but they also play as their avatars, which they go into the virtual world, and it really has that really unique, nerdy feeling when going into this world with these characters and stuff. Now, I will say the characters aren't really that memorable. For the best of them, I can say they're likable at the least, but in the end, I won't really remember the movie that much for that. But this film, but this movie has some really sweet Easter eggs. Like, there aren't just, like, in the trailer, yeah, we saw Chucky and Tracer from Overwatch, and we got the Iron Giant, but there are many more Easter eggs, and some of them are like, some of them work, just a little bit of them didn't work, for the most part. Well, I wouldn't say they were bad Easter eggs, I was like, they were mentioned, just to be mentioned, but for the most part, there were some pretty sweet Easter eggs, and people can say that this is a really nerdy film, because this is one of the nerdiest films out there. But, in the end, I was really hooked. I mean, like, they have to find these 3 keys, and the last 2 keys they find, which I'm not going to spoil. There's this one part, when they get the second key, which I'm not going to spoil at all, but it was probably my favorite part in the entire movie. And, yeah. When they're in that world, which they do go into that world, pretty much throughout the entire film, mostly, but they do go into the real world sometimes, which I wasn't really interested a whole lot in the real world, but in this world, yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome. And yeah, that's the best thing I can say. This film was pretty damn awesome. I mean, besides those issues, I can see myself watching this again in the near future because, of course, it's a visually striking film. Like, there is not a single dull moment. Like, there's some really intense action sequences that really get you hooked. Like, this movie wasn't boring at all. I wasn't bored. Except when they get into the villains of the film, which, of course, aren't really that memorable. But that's okay, because a lot of modern movie villains aren't really that memorable. But, the soundtrack and the score was really powerful, and like I mentioned, the Easter eggs, I don't really need to keep mentioning that. It's a pretty memorable experience, and seeing it in IMAX 3D, the images just pretty much blew off the screen for me when I went to go see it. And for the most part, yeah, it's pretty much one of the best experiences I have had in the cinema in quite a while, or the theater. But yeah. So yeah, this is Steven Spielberg at his finest. Like, he's honoring some films that pretty much he doesn't mention. Like, he mentions a lot of movies, but they aren't actually his movies. They're like there's Robert Zemeckis' films and stuff like that. Of course, Back to the Future, and he honors a lot of movies that he references in the films, and they're not even his movies, which I find really intriguing. Like, some of the Easter eggs, most of them, they don't really reference his movies too much. I mean, there's pretty much like one movie reference with him that is part of his movie, pretty much, which that's kind of a spoiler, but I wouldn't really call it a spoiler. The rest I'm not spoiling it for you. Just go see it. So in the end, this is a really, really fun film. I had a great time with it. If you grew up in the 80s and if you're a fan of the novel, although I don't really know a lot about the novel, so I don't really know too much about it, then I definitely recommend it. It's certainly, I wouldn't really say for all ages. I would say that for all the ages that grew up in like the 70s or the 80s, it's definitely for you. This isn't just some generic film with, oh, let's throw these characters in them because you know who these characters are. You want to see them. No, this truly honors the stuff that they're mentioning. And it's pretty cool. I mean, if you're a nerd, I mean, I would kind of call myself a nerd, but this is a really fun, nerdy, entertaining film that I can truly see myself watching again. And I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I was going to give it a 4 out of 5, part of the characters part, but I mean, those are kind of minor issues for me. I mean, this really has what I was really hoping for. I mean, I liked it more than the BFG, and I liked it more than the Post. Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard for me to think of anything too negative about it, but I had a great time with it. Again, not a perfect film, but I really had a lot of fun. I thought it was pretty awesome, and I definitely recommend you see it. I really hope this film ends up becoming successful. And for its 2-hour runtime, 2-hour and 20-minute runtime, once you watch it, it feels like it's over like that. So yeah, pretty sweet film. Definitely go see it. But anyways, let's end it off with the Blu-ray update that I got in 2 things from Best Buy. I was really, really happy when I found out they had this at Best Buy because I've been wanting to get this for quite a long time. And that's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the Jack Nicholson film that won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. I watched this film last year, and it was pretty amazing. I might have a review for this soon. This is a really nice case. Funny, shocking, powerful, a film of almost a elemental force, says Gene Shalit today, NBC TV. Rated R. The runtime is 2 hours and 13 minutes, or 133 minutes, as it says. Back, not sure if you can see that. Okay. The wrapping is pretty weak, so I can take it off easily. But course, because Blu-ray book, they have to have this stupid paper thing, which I'm going to try my best not to take off, but it's like it's pretty much a book, a digibook, and wait, is this taped on? I think this might be taped on. But yeah, there is the Blu-ray disc. So yeah, really nice. Really nice. So glad that I got this. And the last thing I got is a movie that I've actually never seen and really curious about seeing, because this film has so much praise to it. And I'm pretty much going to watch it tonight, and that is The Princess Bride. That's right, I never saw this film. So yeah, finally going to get to. It's rated PG, and the runtime is 90. I think that's a 98. 98 minutes, or an hour and 38 minutes. So yeah. This is the 30th anniversary edition. I think there might be a 4K edition. So, but anyways, yeah. Okay. And there's like a card thing or something on it. I'm not really going to take it off. And there's a code inside, which I'm not going to show. But yeah. So those were the two Blu-rays I got, as well as my After I Saw for Ready Player One. I had a great time with it. So I'm probably going to do another episode of Chat with Matt tomorrow. I think it's probably going to be my best Chat with Matt yet. So yeah, anyways, see you guys later. Word out.